What up? So where we last left off, the Alto was getting cleaned, rinsed, all the attention to detail stuff, wax, compound. I was also working on maintenance, fresh oil change, new plugs, steaming the interior, getting all that situated. And then the last step was the tints. So this is me just painting the picture to where we currently are, me picking up the car, about to drive home. And I started recording because something felt off. All right, so I want to add this to this video just because I'm kind of curious / worried what this could be. So first and foremost, I think my cluster is pretty dim. I think that could be issue number one. Issue number two is focus on my headlights. Hopefully you can tell, but when first of all, there's a popping sound coming from here. Do you hear that? Oh, it went away. But when I put my signals on, well, hopefully you guys hear that. Oh, I think my radio's restarting too. Oh yeah, every time I put my signal on, that's happening. So I need to, you think it's a fuse? Like, what should I look into, guys? Because obviously every time I put my signal on, I don't want the radio to turn off. But I would say that's kind of the biggest concern I have right now. It's my first time driving this car since picking it up from Teggy. I mean, it's driving fine. I think I just have to check some of the grounds because I did pull out a lot of wires last time I was digging in this thing. So maybe something isn't grounded enough, or maybe I gotta check the fuses some more. But even when I brake, actually, I'm just scared the car's gonna turn off. So like, yeah, even when I brake, I'm just realizing this is also turning off. So I gotta look into what exactly that is. And then also we need to look into this. I need to fix that before going on a road trip. But overall, the car still drives great. I think, like I said, the first time I drove it, it was very squirrely. I think it was really just me mentally not being okay with how it drives. But I would say it's not that. Wow, my lights are super dim. Yeah, look, it's like they get very dim when I brake. I wonder what that could be. I know I put, yeah, even when I brake, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna talk more about it later. I just wanted to get on here real quick. Shout out to Teggy for recording those clips. Shout out to the Alto. Looks 1,000% better. Can't wait to continue to work on this thing. And hopefully I make it home in one piece. If I end this video here, I successfully did that. If I didn't, then come along on this adventure. Update, we did not make it home. So I went on YouTube Live and people told me that it's most likely my alternator that's bad. I don't know how it got bad. I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe it was on its way out already. But I pulled over just because I didn't want to break down somewhere and I have no power. I'm kind of in a parking spot. I'm pretty far from the curve though, for my liking. I cannot start it again though. I think my battery's completely drained from driving home. Like, my lights turned off and everything turned off, and I feel like that was already on my way out. Yeah, I can't start it anymore. So I guess what I'm gonna do now is see if I can have one of my homies pick me up. Maybe we could just buy a battery and drive that one home. Or I guess I could take an Uber. I'm just kind of, I guess I'm not that close to the road, but I'm also pretty far from here. So yeah, pink Alto, pink lemonade, broke down day one. Freshly clean, freshly tinted, but not freshly working. Update. I want to get all this done today, so my cousin's actually going to help me out. Let's see if they have an AMG battery in here.
All right.
Battery secured. Let's hop back in the Z. New battery installed. Old battery here. Shout out to the cousin. Shout out to the Z. Let's start this shit up. Hopefully I can make it home. Moment of truth. As expected, car is on. I'm only gonna drive with my... Oh, you know what I should do also? Should I do it right now? Actually... Yeah, let me do it right now. So the only thing I did was ground all these things together. I'm not sure how this was before, but I guess I'm going to unground everything here because maybe this is what's giving me a short right now. So I'm gonna unplug all of this and just have it on its own separate corner so it's not touching. And then maybe this was my issue. Like, some of these things shouldn't be grounded. Maybe they're not grounded enough. Or maybe I just need to buy an alternator, which we'll determine tomorrow. But it's freezing out, and let me just get home safely. Unfortunately, this is an 8, and my HKS keychain's a 10. So I can't loosen it. So let's just drive home, and we'll worry about all that tomorrow. I don't have my headlights on, but you guys can see this is a lot brighter. Radio never turned back on, but that's fine. So yeah, I guess we gotta look into why I'm shorting out. I'm about 2 minutes from my house, so I should make it there. Update you guys once I get there. But I'm really hoping it's something simple. I mean, if I have to order an alternator, it is what it is. I technically have an extra one from my cappuccino, so maybe I can plug and play this in there. But I'm hoping it's nothing too major, because I would really love to drive this somewhere before March, or just have a working car, because at this point all I have this and the blueberry lemon, and I don't really feel like driving the blueberry lemon every day, especially on these salty roads. So I just put my headlights on, and another observation I have is that when I put my signals, not only is it much brighter, but it's not doing that popping sound. So I wonder, I don't think it could just be the battery though. Like, even if it was just a battery, why would it kill my car that much? Also, I need to look into the surging. I don't know if that's coolant related, because that's what my cappuccino had, or if that's alternator related. Also, in this next clip, I want to show you guys me at Teggy's shop. This was a couple days ago. I had him turn the lights on and give the car a couple revs. And the more I'm looking into this before I even work on the car today, the more I'm starting to think that it's most likely my alternator. I looked at the belt. It didn't fall off or anything, so I don't think it's my belt. But listen to this sound, and you let me know in the comments what you think that can be. Turn those lights on. Alright, let's not rev it though, Teggy. So now let's talk about present day. First and foremost, I gotta fix that gas cap, but look at this car. Also going to fix this. Hopefully someone can help me in the comments and find another one. But besides those imperfections and maybe things like that, the fact that there's some random little spots on the roof. But no, all joking aside, this car looks great. So yeah, let's see what it is. I haven't posted this video yet, but in my personal opinion, it's more than likely the alternator. I think even the first day I picked it up, when the headlights were on, it was doing that squealing sound, and I wasn't sure what it was, so I kind of just ignored it. And then I've only really driven this car a handful of times, and I don't think I've driven it at all at night. So maybe just that night with the headlights on, the fog lights on and everything, that's what really killed it. So what I'm going to do is a couple things before I do probably the ultimate test. I want to check the fuses, because I blew a couple fuses when I was playing with the fog lights. So maybe I forgot to put the alternator fuse back on. I don't think I did that, but maybe I forgot to do that. And then I also want to unground everything that was here, what I showed you guys earlier. And then from there, I'll start the car, remove the positive and negative terminal. If it turns off, you know, alternator is bad. If it stays on, you know, some wishful thinking. So I guess first and foremost, let's pop this cover off. And let's see if one of these fuses are blown. But my horn and everything came back once I swapped over the battery, so I don't think it's that. Alright, so I just checked all the fuses. They seem fine. Step 2, let's start the car. Let's pop the hood. Alright, so just when I thought it'd be an easy solution, apparently it's not. So my alternator seems fine. Let me show you guys the belt. You know, it doesn't seem like it's off. Seems like everything is where it belongs to be and it's supposed to be. I'm getting this weird snapping though, you hear this? Maybe I should have changed the wires. Maybe I'll change the wires. Obviously, that's not my issue. My car did not die because I didn't change my spark plug wires, but I don't know. Let me turn my lights on. Let me give it a rev, too. Let's give it a rev and see, you know, what that could have been. Let's give it a rev with no lights on, and then let's give it a rev with lights on. Okay, so no squealing. Let's turn headlights on, fog lights on, radios on. Okay, still no squealing. Maybe I'll drive it around the block as well. I don't know, I've driven many cars with dead batteries, and the fact that my headlights were turning off, everything was so dim, in my opinion, is not a sign of a dead battery. The car should have just stayed on normally. But maybe the battery, I know that's what controls all the accessories in the car. Maybe it was just dead. I don't see how it could be dead. I actually just bought one of these on Amazon just because I feel like at this point I'm having a lot of battery issues. So, I don't know. I actually kind of wanted my alternator to be dead. That way I could feel confident driving this car. But maybe we'll drive it to somewhere today. Let's just see how it does. See if I get some squealing. Maybe if we'll put it under load, it'll squeal a little bit. Stay tuned for all the videos coming next week. I got an HKS mushroom filter. I got a strut bar. I got some other maintenance things. I have pink LEDs for the cluster. I have a gas tank. I'm thinking I could maybe get it welded though. A lot of people are saying in the comments, Nicholas, why don't you get it just welded? And maybe that's what I do. Let me show you guys the destruction that's here. You guys think they could just weld this back on? So it's broken here and there. It goes like this. I'm hoping that, if they could weld it back on, that'd be best case scenario. Maybe I just go to my exhaust guys. I don't know though. When it comes to welding and things like that, I'm completely clueless. But I guess good news to an extent. Alternator isn't dead, all the lights are on. Update, car's been idling like this for about 10 minutes. My fan does work. I was always curious about that, seeing how my temperature gauge is stuck on C. But I secured the battery down. I also added this flex here. So I know a lot of people like to rock K-plates on their cars, but I also have a Suzuki plate frame. I picked this up in Japan a long time ago. I think I have one left. If you want it, message me on Patreon. They all say Suzuki, sadly, so I don't have any Honda or Daihatsu or Subaru ones. But I think it's gonna make the car look even nicer. Wish it was gold or black. I guess I could paint it since it's plastic, but check this out, man. I think what I'm gonna do now is just drive it around, see if we get that squeal back. Maybe it was just frozen, or maybe the battery was super dead. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys are gonna say in the comments, but I want to say I'm relieved that I don't need to buy an alternator, but I don't want to potentially drive this on a road trip and then it dies halfway through like the SMX, Like, I'd rather just get everything done now so I could feel comfortable driving this 10 hours. I'm pretty sure I disconnected everything that went to this, but can someone let me know what this does? I'm assuming it has to do with audio because it has a red and white. And I pulled out a lot of wires and it's not doing anything. Same with this. This was jerry-rigged to one of my fuses and I took it off. And then I still kind of need to look into this. I don't know if that's the best way it should be looking. But in the meantime, let's just drive this around the block a couple times. See if the sound comes back. I'm gonna leave my lights on. Put my fog lights on. And hopefully it was just something stupid, I guess. I need to fix the idle surging though. I know that it's not randomly gonna fix itself. And then this is just beyond unacceptable. To put in perspective, this is me in reverse. Like, that's just not okay. I gotta figure out a solution for that. Like, how could I be in first gear right now doing this? And this is neutral. But let's drive around the block. Maybe get out on the highway, I guess. I also ordered tires for this thing. I need to really stop. I mean, I'm telling you guys, like, when it comes to a good story, when it comes to nostalgia, I'm a sucker for it. Just in life, I'm a sucker for, like, Dunkaroos growing up. I still love Lunchables to this day. It's just like that warm feeling. And I'm telling you, when I found the pictures of this car, and I was like, okay, cool, it has a little story to it. Yes, it's clapped. Yes, it has frame damage. Yes, I got it welded in Japan. Yes, it isn't the cleanest. I mean, there's still some things inside I would like to tighten up, but it's still a fun turbo K car that's pink. So I ordered some tires that I'm hoping is going to go on the 3 spokes I have at home. I think they might not work, so it might be a waste of money, but I'm willing to take that gamble. I want to put the pink and the red tri-spokes. They're just by 6, and when it comes to K cars, if it has 6 width, it's just usually 9 out of 10 times it's too wide and it's gonna rub. So let's see. I'm hoping for the best. If it doesn't rub, greatest case scenario. If it does, then I'll just use those tires on something else. I have 90 other sets of rims I can throw them on. But now, let's do a first pull. I also want to get a real blow-up valve on here. I also want to buy brakes. I also want to fix the surging. Look, that was one pull, and it's just like my cappuccino. Look at this. Now it doesn't want to surge, but it'll go from 2,000 to 1,000. And when that happened with my cappuccino, it's because I had a coolant issue. It's so crazy how torquey this car is. Wait. I'm just listening for sounds right now. But yeah, look, it's surging. I think what I hate about this car, though, honestly, is the fact the shifter is so loose. You can't even really bang through the gears. You have to like consciously make sure you're going into second, because you might go into fourth because it all feels the same. I would say that's one con. That's one super con that I would like to get fixed ASAP. Like, I hit up Suzuki because I know he has a 3D printer and he could probably help me diagnose some things. So I'm thinking in best case scenario. Sorry, it was surging. I'm thinking best case scenario is I drive this to Atlanta. I've been wanting to go to Atlanta for a while. I want to visit some of my homies. And then in that process, I stop at Suzuki. Maybe I spend a couple hours there. We try to diagnose this. We try to maybe do some welding. And then I also stop at like RTP, Top Secret. I also stop at Josh. I also stop at Baby Duncan. I'll stop at a bunch of places. But we spend some time at Suzuki because I think we can fix a couple things there that'll definitely make this car a lot better. I'm also not crazy about the steering wheel. It's a 360 millimeter, and I would love for it to be like a 320, maybe even 350. I feel like it's too big. But if it's gonna be a track car, I shouldn't get one that's that small either. I mean, honestly, my only issue that I'm running into right now is because my lights are all on, is really just this. This surging and idling around to 1500. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy about it. Really, the only thing I need to look into is the surging. And we did the oil change, we did the plugs. We got a brand new battery, I guess. So we'll test it out some more. I'll drive it around the neighborhood over the next couple days. If it doesn't give me any issues, I definitely want to drive it at night too to see if that makes a big difference. Then road trip coming soon, maybe first week of February, second week of February, because I'm leaving the second week of March, so I need to, if I do anything exciting, it has to happen soon. Oh my God. I'm so happy, like, speechless. This car really has me speechless. Like, it's just crazy, like the roller coaster of emotions. Bought it in auction, thought it was a great car, pink tri-spokes, character, you know. Saw it at the yard. It had frame damage. I'm like, oh, how could I buy such a lemon in person? Don't even get a service. Wait 6 months for me to get the thing welded on. Paid $250 to get it welded on, and finally gets on the boat. See it in person, I would say I was in the middle. I was like, that's clapped, but you know, it's kind of cool. And then I guess up more, it's just like, okay, this is actually really cool. This is actually really cool. This is really cool. Wait, let me do the door cards over. Let me drop it off to Teggy. Let's see what could happen. Let me order a bunch of Japanese parts. And then now, I don't know if I'm crashing, but I'm just keep on a high. I'm still on the high, I'm still on the high. And I'm still just enjoying every second of that. Like, I do not mind keeping this car. Like, it's funny that I was really just gonna dump this. Oh my God. And then you gotta love the tints, man. I'm in this video here though. Luckily, not a big issue. As of right now, I guess. I'm gonna make some videos on the Honda Z. I wanna do my top 10 favorite K cars that I own in 2023, so that video should be happening soon. And then before I get too excited, as you can hear, it's surging really bad. So maybe when I really go under load is when the surging gets bad.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.